I resisted learning economy picking for many years. I was almost fearful about it, you could say. And I'm hoping that if you have some of these same concerns, that I can put them to rest. But first, here's an example of me doing an economy pick run. And now here's an example of a two-way pick slanting, strict alternate picking run. Excuse the pajamas, that was a practice video from a few weeks back. Anyway, here is a blending of economy picking and alternate picking. It's quite clear, economy picking and alternate picking are two very effective ways of approaching scalar playing. So why was I so hesitant to learn economy picking for as long as I was? Well, number one, I thought economy picking was cheating. You see, years before I finally adopted economy picking, I did dabble with it, of course, as you do. And I realized I could just blaze through an unsequenced 300 string scale with seemingly no effort. And my immediate reaction to this was, I want nothing to do with this technique. It's cheating. It's dishonorable. It's damn near witchcraft. I want nothing to do with it. And so I didn't use it for a long, long time. And I think this is about me as a person. I'm a little bit strange. I do things the hard way, and I do difficult things. I'm drawn towards doing difficult things purely because they're difficult. So when it came to choosing alternate picking, which is brutally difficult to get up to a high level, or economy picking, which is very, very easy, you could bet that I went with the alternate picking route. And that's what I did for a very long time. Now, the second reason was I was concerned that if I learned another way of approaching scalar playing, that it would overwrite the alternate picking program in my brain. I didn't want there to be two conflicting ways of doing the same thing, essentially. So now we're going to go back and we're going to debunk these. Number one, it isn't cheating. All right, so you can put that out of your mind right now. And it's not dishonorable either. Economy picking is a perfectly legitimate way of approaching scalar playing and lead playing in general. And I came to this realization myself shortly before I adopted economy picking once and for all. I remember I was doing this particularly difficult picking pattern where you had two notes on one string, one on the next, two on the next, one on the next. I'll show you it now. You'd be out of your mind to try and alternate pick that. And I thought to myself, I could waste years of my life trying to alternate pick this, trying to get it up to a high speed, and I might still not ever actually achieve it. Whereas with economy picking, I could nail it this afternoon. So it was then that I kind of realized that economy picking has merit, it has its own virtues, and is a legitimate tool that should be in your musical toolbox of techniques. Going back to my second concern now, which was worrying that learning economy picking would sabotage my ability to alternate pick. Thankfully, and this is a big relief, it was for me, it probably is for you as well, the brain doesn't handle it as just one slot in your brain that they're playing tug of war over. The brain seems to install alternate picking in one slot and economy picking in another slot. And it knows that it can use one and then the other, or blend them together. It knows that they're separate. Think about it like this. English is my first language, but I also speak some rather decent German. But at no point did my learning of the German language affect my ability to speak English. The brain stores them as two separate programs, the English and the German. They don't conflict. I can use them interchangeably. And it's exactly the same with learning economy picking and alternate picking. The brain regards them and stores them as two separate programs. So those are my two reasons why I was so hesitant about learning economy picking and why they were rubbish. And hopefully, if you're having the same concerns, you now agree with me, and perhaps you're not so hesitant as I was. If you want to learn economy picking, I've put together the only 8 exercises you'll ever need to bring that technique up to a high level. And it's in my practice routine ebook, Economy Picking. This is only available to my monthly supporters. So sign up now, log into the private site, and get to work through this ebook.